Greetings, my name is Ramya AR. I am a yoga instructor from Salem. I am here today to answer some most basic questions regarding yoga, especially for women. So let's get started. The first question that is asked to me is, what is yoga? So it is a way of living. If you ask me, if you ask anyone who's doing yoga, will know it is a way of living, choosing to live in a certain way. If you choose to do yoga every day or at least thrice or 4 times a week, it will help you mentally and physically. So why yoga? Why isn't other exercises a way of living? If you ask me that, let me tell you, any sort of exercise is good for your health, good for your body. But why yoga is specific, I will tell you. Why yoga is specific means it's not only working with your muscles, building your muscles or anything like that. It also goes internal. So I have seen people recovering from very serious medical issues, such as varicose vein, PCODs. Basically, women suffer a lot after pregnancy. So weight reduction after pregnancy. So yoga is helping you mentally and physically in all these aspects. So that is why I tell yoga is a specific way of life to live. So going on to the next question, the second one, what is the good time to do yoga? That is a very good question. What is a very good time to do yoga is, mostly prefer not to do yoga with full stomach. So do yoga in half stomach, like empty stomach. That will be very good. Early mornings, as soon as you get up, have a lot of water, so that will automatically cleanse your body inside. So early morning, like 6 or 7, if you get up at that time, you can do. Else, preferably people who are working, people who don't find time in the morning, that's totally fine. Just if you're having your lunch at 1:32, make sure to do yoga at 5 or 6. So 6 in the evening. So that will be fine. So if you're returning after a job, or if you're only free in the evenings, some people are only free in the evenings. Women these days work so much. So women who are asking me, can I do in the evening? I'll be like, definitely you can do in the evening, but the only thing is, make sure your stomach is empty. Don't consume a lot of food, and don't go to the yoga mat, and don't sit to do yoga. Make sure you had your food is digested before you go to do yoga. So other than that, I wouldn't say only the mornings are best or only the evenings. This is the method. It's the method that matters. That's it. So the third question, importance of yoga in women health. I guess I've half answered this question in the first question. That is, in women's health, yoga and women's health post pregnancy. As I said, many women suffer too much of weight gain, a lot of energy loss, or varicose vein issues, all those kind of issues. And teenagers, young children who just attended the periods, or 13-14 years from that age. So no matter what the age, there's a lot of health issues for women. PCOD is very common in these days. So but if you find a person who's doing yoga regularly, that person would have overcome the PCOD, or that person would have never had this kind of an issue. Why people who do yoga don't have these kind of issues is because you're giving, as I said, we're giving full workout from head to toe, not just outside, not just for the appearance, to have a six packs or just have good muscles. Not only that, it's going inside. So each exercise you do in certain pattern. So what happens is, all your nerves and muscles, all your internal organs, all are activated in a different way. See, there is no specific exercises in any other fields, just for what to say, there is no much Kegel exercises and other things, or there is no much chest bust exercises in other categories. But if you do in this, like, you won't have sagging breasts. That is one main issue women come and ask me. So if you're doing yoga in a certain pattern, so you won't have all these kind of issues. All these are subsided, because it's not only about appearance outside, it's about inside out. That's all is yoga. It's coming from inside to out. So that is why this will help more for a woman in a woman's life. So that's it. That's the importance of yoga in a woman's life before pregnancy, post pregnancy, and in all stages of life. So moving on to the fourth question: can we do yoga during periods? So this question is asked a lot of times to me. Can you do yoga during pregnancy? Not every exercise. You can do only certain number of exercise, that is just limited with stretchings and limited with very few number of exercises. Don't do any exercise that is going to strain your abs. Don't do any inverted poses, anything like that. So just stick with stretchings and walk. You can go for some walking. I would recommend not to do any sort of heavy workouts at all during yoga. I will not recommend anyone during periods to do that, especially people who get heavy cramps during periods. Do avoid any kind of thing, but give some basic stretchings that will help in relaxing your cramp. So that's it. Then moving on to the next question: yoga for improving menstrual health. That's the fifth question. Yoga for improving menstrual health. Yes, there are a lot of yoga to improve your menstrual healthiness. As I said, people who are suffering from PCODs should start doing yoga. So I have very close friends of mine, and I have various number of students that have come here, and in 3 to 6 months time they have seen change in their menstrual cycle. That is good change. They have bleeding like 15 days at a stretch, or they don't bleed at all for 2 months, 3 months. So we should actually feel open, feel free to talk about all this. Talk to people. If you don't know about this, talk to a doctor about this, or talk to a yoga instructor if you know someone very well. So this is something that this can affect you in future. So don't take it as normal thing. If you don't bleed for 2 months, don't be happy about it and just sit like that. You need to step out and come start doing yoga. So there are specific set of yoga that you can do, that you should do if you have irregular menstrual thing. And even if you are a person with a regular menstrual cycle, as you age, women above 50 who are on this menopause stage go through a lot of body changes. Women in this age, if you are watching, you will know what I'm talking about. Mentally you'll get frustrated, you will be always frustrated, and body wise you'll be so cold or so hot all the time. So all these can be controlled, and all these can come to normal if you do normal yoga practice. Normal yoga practice means you can start with stretchings, basic yoga exercises, and go for some lay down back exercises, and then go down for lay down front exercises, and you can do some exercises in a pose called Vajrasana. There are certain poses, and then finally finish it with pranayama, that is breathing exercise. So this method, this pattern can help you a little, like improve your health. So moving on to the next question. Yes, next question is regarding pranayama, as that is what we ended talking about. Sixth question is pranayama for menstruation. How breathing helps in improving the menstruation health. Pranayama helps in everything, not just menstruation. Pranayama helps in everything, improving your mood. Normally itself, improving your mood. Men, women, everybody should do at least the breathing exercise. 5 to 10 minutes of Anulom Vilom. There is an exercise called Anulom Vilom, alternate breathing. Inhaling through one nose, closing, exhaling through the other nose, and in which nose you exhaled, inhale back in the same nose, close and exhale the other side. So repeat this pattern. Start in the left all the time and end in the left all the time. So there are a lot of detailed videos about this you can find. So this is the basic pranayama that everybody can do. This will calm your nerves. When your nerve systems are automatically calm, your menstrual health, during a period time, your cramps will automatically calm down. So your frustration is during this time is because of that. We are not crazy, just our frustration and our body changes is what changes our mood at that time. So this pranayama will help you more in that, and there are a lot more pranayamas. Yes, pranayama can help for menstrual uh, healthiness, mind and everything. So that is this. Yes, pranayama can help. So the next question, seventh one is, what kind of menstrual hygiene options that we can use during yoga? This is a very good question. As I told you already, you're not supposed to do a lot of heavy exercises, any sort of heavy exercises, including yoga or anything, any exercise at all. Just stick with stretchings and walking. So stretchings, mostly everything will be in standing poses, so you don't have to worry about extra leakage or anything. So there is nothing for you to worry about hygiene options. Just use your regular pads. Use the right size of pad. That is very essential. If you're a person who's having heavy flow, please use the right size of pad, and that will help you. So, and don't multi-use, don't use tampons and pads at the same time. Don't use all those. Don't use your menstrual cup and a pad for the safety. Don't mix stuff. It's better to stick with one, and in which you're confident in. So yeah, that is it. There is nothing else required. Menstrual hygiene, to keep a menstrual hygiene during yoga, there's nothing else. Not walk normally, change your pad regularly. If you're in your third, fourth day, if you want to do a little heavy exercises, make sure you change your pad, come and do the extra exercises. That's it. Nothing else is required. So moving on to the next question, how yoga helps us physical well-being, helps us in physical well-being. Okay, so I have answered this question. So yoga in physical well-being, I have already spoke about this in my first question, and I guess in the middle also. Physical well-being, what is physical well-being? Not just having flat stomach is not well-being. Having slimmer hands or slimmer thighs, that's not physical that's not the only thing to show your physical well-being. The meaning of physical well-being comes from inside your organs, and for example your period cycle being right. If I am talking about the woman, this entire thing is mostly women based. So your periods being on the right cycle, not having much of body issues, all these are the physical well-being. So how yoga helps in physical well-being is, as I said, I'll tell you a small difference between other exercise in yoga. We always give a break between each and every exercise in yoga. So it's not like full breath working out continuously. It's not like that. We give a small pause, so that there are some hormones that get activated. There are some things that gets released when you work out in a certain way. So we give some time, 30 seconds or 1 minute, for that hormones, for those things to calm down also, so that only the unnecessary fat comes out and the rest stays in. So we have breaks between asanas, and as I said, yoga instructors will be teaching in a specific pattern. We start from basics. We first stretch our body well, and then we go for basic lying down exercises. Then we go for abs, and slowly, and we end in pranayama. So we finally end with mental calmness. So that is this pattern. This pattern itself is like starting in a calm way, taking you through a very huge journey, and ending in a calm way. So this itself gives a peace of mind and gives a piece of calmness to your body. So yoga is basically, if you do it in this pattern, it will give you physical health. It will give you physical health. So yes, there are exercises for everything, like I've been mentioning all throughout this conversation. It has exercises even for, as I said, breast, kegels, everything. So as I said, varicose vein, kidneys, for everything we have exercise for everything. I have members in my class where even stones have like melted out, where they need an operation, but finally after the yoga practices it's not essential. And every pregnant woman who has done yoga in our yoga center has luckily been blessed with normal delivery. Not a single person had went through any kind of cesarean. So that is how much yoga is powerful. So if you practice it in a certain way, your body will be fine. Internally, when you feel fresh, when you feel fine, you can feel that blood your muscles being healthy. You can feel it when you start working out. You can feel it. When you feel it, you know you're physically well. So that will answer this question when you start doing it. So going on to the next, how yoga helps in mental well-being. Okay, so the next question is about mental. So I guess I've answered these last questions are separate questions of which I collaborated and said in the beginning. Mental well-being, as I said, the pranayama, the breathing exercises calms your nerves down. So when your nerves are calm, automatically all your organs are calm. So when your organs are calm, you are calm, top to bottom. So that is when you feel good. You feel good when you're calm and when you're healthy. So people involved in regular practices, people who are addicted to this stuff, this is a positive addiction, addicted to these kind of working out, know that very well. When you feel healthy, when your body feels healthy, your mind will always be healthy. So that's it. That's how you work it well. So moving on to the next question, some personal experiences, cases you have been benefited using yoga. Okay, so me specifically, this question is about me, what I have benefited, my personal experience in yoga. So I would say my personal experience in yoga, yoga has saved me mentally. You know, everyone goes through a phase in life. So some people take the wrong path in the phase. I wouldn't say wrong path. It is the right path for them when they see it from there. But eventually they don't know till you reach a certain point. So everyone goes through that. So I luckily fell into yoga. So mentally it saved me. So it avoided like a lot of negative thoughts, negative things from my mind, took away a lot of things. I have friends who have been like suicidal. The only thing I've recommended them is yoga, and I've also trained them, because that's as much as something that we can do for someone's life. So they have come out of it. You can see them happy, smiling. So personally, I have luckily been practicing yoga from for a few years now. So I have not dealt with major kind of issues in my physical being, but mentally I was dealing with a lot of problems, lot of stuffs. Yoga really helped me to come out of it. I used to work out 2 times a day. I used to meditate 2 times a day. I used to do pranayama 3-4 times a day whenever I find time, wherever I go. When I find a beautiful place, I go sit there and do some breathing exercise. It changed the perspective that I was seeing life. So it gave me a positive perspective. There are more things in life, there are more positive things in life, and a person is dealing through something, going through something, and that is why a person is behaving in a certain way. So if you see a person like that, help them, don't judge them. So this is something I learned through yoga. This is something because I came through that phase. So there are a lot more experiences, but this is like I wanted to keep it short on what I had. So that is it. These are the basic questions that are asked to me. What yoga has done and what are yoga's benefits for women. These are the things. Do practice yoga. Do at least 10 to 15 minutes every day. Work out your body.